This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. In the modern luxury landscape, Rolex continues to command a unique space, representing excellence in horology and prestige. For many, acquiring a Rolex marks the celebration of a life milestone. Yet, visiting an authorized Rolex boutique in pursuit of that moment often leads to disappointment. While the counters glisten and the store maintains an air of exclusivity, the most desired watches are nowhere in sight. This contradiction has led to widespread frustration and confusion among watch enthusiasts and collectors. Rolex produces well over 1 million watches annually, yet the brand's own boutiques often appear barren. In this video brought to you by the Luxury World, we are going to explore the truth behind Rolex's distribution system. The explanation frequently offered, that supply cannot keep up with demand, fails to hold up under scrutiny. The truth is far more calculated. The scarcity experienced by consumers is not the result of natural market forces, but rather a carefully orchestrated illusion, perpetuated by Rolex through an intricate and opaque distribution strategy. Make sure to subscribe to Luxury World for exclusive access to upcoming insights, curated content, and expert guidance to help elevate every step of your watch investment journey. Industry estimates place Rolex's yearly production between 1.5 and 1.2 million watches. These numbers are staggering when compared to other prestigious watchmakers. Brands such as Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet operate on a far smaller scale. And rather than pulling back production to heighten exclusivity, Rolex is ramping up. Over $1 billion has already been invested in the construction of a new manufacturing facility in Switzerland, projected to come online by 2029. If genuine rarity were the objective, the brand would not be expanding its capacity. The manufactured scarcity is not rooted in limited output, but rather in selective distribution. Rolex limits the flow of its watches to the market, especially the most sought-after sport models, ensuring that supply never quite meets demand. The allocation strategy is where the manipulation becomes evident. Rolex divides its catalog between classic models, such as the Datejust and Day-Date, and professional sport models like the Submariner, GMT Master II, Explorer, and Daytona. Classic models account for roughly 55% of total output, while the professional models comprise the remaining 45%. With annual production hovering around 1.2 million pieces, which means more than 500,000 professional sports watches are produced each year. When spread across approximately 1,400 authorized dealers globally, however, the numbers per store quickly diminish. Independent analysis suggests that a single dealer may receive as few as 15 to 19 stainless steel, no-date Submariners annually. This highly selective release ensures that demand outpaced availability at all times. This system creates a sense of urgency and exclusivity among buyers, but it also exerts enormous pressure on the authorized dealers themselves. Contrary to popular belief, authorized dealers are not autonomous in managing their Rolex inventory. The relationship between Rolex and its retail partners is governed by the official Rolex Jeweler Agreement. This legally binding contract grants Rolex unilateral authority to determine which watches a dealer receives, how many are sent, and when shipments occur. Dealers cannot place custom orders to suit local customer demand. Instead, they are required to accept whatever inventory Rolex allocates to them, often bundled with models that are less popular or harder to sell. Bundling is one of the most burdensome aspects of this arrangement. To receive a few steel sport watches, a dealer is often required to take on significant quantities of slow-moving inventory. This might include gem-set Lady Datejusts, solid gold models, or designs with niche appeal. These watches are more difficult to sell, and they tie up valuable capital. Dealers are effectively forced into a balancing act, accept Rolex's full inventory offering, including what cannot be sold easily, in exchange for the opportunity to receive a handful of models that customers are clamoring to buy. The dealer's hands are tied, and survival within this system often means finding creative methods to offload the less desirable pieces. This brings the discussion to the oft-cited concept of the waitlist. Many believe that expressing interest in a model secures a position in a queue. The reality is quite different. What most authorized dealers maintain is not a waitlist but an interest list. Unlike a formal queue, this list does not operate on a first-come, first-served basis. When a popular model like a GMT Master II Pepsi arrives, the watch is not rewarded to the person who has waited the longest. Instead, the piece is allocated to the individual who represents the most value to the dealership. An authorized dealer is, at its core, a luxury retail business. While Rolex watches have fixed margins and pricing guidelines, the real profits lie elsewhere in diamonds, engagement rings, fashion jewelry, and other watch brands that offer higher markups. For the dealer, the Rolex brand is not merely a product line. It is a form of leverage. The opportunity to purchase a Rolex sport model becomes a reward offered to clients who support the store's broader inventory. A customer seeking a Daytona may be told that it can be considered, but only after making substantial purchases across other categories. This is not speculative. It is a standard practice in the industry, known as building a purchase history. For many buyers, this strategy means spending tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars on items they never initially intended to acquire, all in pursuit of a single Rolex model. This approach allows the dealer to move the slow-selling inventory that Rolex has forced upon them while simultaneously preserving the illusion of exclusivity. The interest list thus functions as a polite deflection for those who have not yet reached a threshold of spending that justifies receiving the watch they desire. Behind the scenes, an even darker mechanism is at play. Despite Rolex's strict policies forbidding sales to gray market dealers, there is mounting evidence that some authorized dealers participate in under-the-table dealings. The volume of brand-new Rolex watches available through secondary channels, complete with original packaging and documentation, suggests that a significant portion of this inventory originates directly from within the authorized dealer network. The incentive is clear. A gray market dealer acts as a pseudo-VIP client, capable of purchasing large quantities of inventory, including the bundled, hard-to-sell models, and willing to pay premiums for the most desirable pieces. This arrangement offers the authorized dealer a rapid and lucrative withdrawal plan from the burdensome inventory Rolex sends. While such practices violate Rolex's official distribution agreements, the potential profits are too tempting for some to resist. With the system laid bare, buyers are faced with a choice. The first option is to pursue the traditional route through the authorized dealer. This requires playing the long game, building a purchase history over months or even years, purchasing additional items, cultivating relationships, and hoping for eventual access to a desired Rolex at retail price. For those who succeed, the reward is a luxury timepiece acquired at official cost. However, the path is fraught with uncertainty, expense, and frustration. The second option bypasses the authorized dealer altogether. Gray market platforms provide immediate access to nearly every Rolex model on the market. The buyer can select the exact reference, configuration, and condition desired, and the transaction can be completed within days. The catch, of course, is the premium. The buyer must be prepared to pay significantly more than retail value. Yet for many, the convenience, transparency, and immediacy are worth the added cost. Both paths lead to the same destination: ownership of one of the most iconic and admired watches in the world. However, the journey taken will be defined as more than just the price paid. It will shape the perception of the brand, the value of the experience, and the meaning behind the acquisition. In the world of Rolex, where perception is reality and scarcity is strategy, knowledge becomes the most valuable currency of all. What are your thoughts on the topic that we shared in this video? We would love to hear your perspective. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you found it insightful. Do not forget to follow Luxury World for more curated content on fine timepieces and market insights. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you again in our next video.